Welcome. You are listening to Rev Up with Alanis Marketing, and I'm your host, Roxanne Alanis. Welcome to Rev Up. I am so excited to have Premise Martin here with Pettylicious, and you've also written an incredible book that I think everyone should read if they're thinking about starting a product and getting it patented. It's called The Boss Way, which is incredible. And thank you for being here. And I'm so excited to have you on the show. You have accomplished some incredible things in bringing your product to market. You have gone through a lot. You've gotten the patent. You've gotten into Macy's, and then COVID hit, and you regrouped, and now you're in Walmart. I would love it if you could share a little bit about how you've kept it all going and how you've been able to balance it with maybe home life or just sort of that work-life balance. Or have you found a trick that maybe you don't have work-life balance, but you do something else, like take a 1 week a month? I don't know. Love to hear how you've done it, because you obviously have really, I'd say, from just talking to you, you have that zest for life. And that is like hard to have while you're working so hard. So I would love for you to share what you do.
Support. You need every once in a while to have those people around you to say you're doing a good job when you doubt yourself and you think you're not doing a good job. So support is key. And networking, as I said earlier, networking has been my saving grace. Along with, during COVID, a lot of classes, cohort classes. I would apply for anything that ran across my screen during COVID, and you meet, or I met a lot of different people, but you can meet a lot of different people, different industries that can offer some kind of support that you may or may not know that you needed. And or they may have done something or excelled further than you have, and they will be willing to share their expertise with you. So definitely networking has been key for me. As far as balancing life, both of my kids just left for college last weekend. One is in DC at Towson. I'm sorry, at American. The other is in Towson in Maryland. And it was a little challenging because you have prom and graduation and all these different things, but you have to balance yourself by scheduling your appointments around what you know is coming. I would always tell my kids, let me know a month in advance. When is this? When is that? And this way I would know when to go out of town, when not to go out of town, where to stay, where not to stay. So yeah, it takes the whole family to work together so that you can keep yourself balanced and know that in your absence, things are going to go well. So I kind of used to prepare things ahead of time before I would leave, so everyone knew where everything was. So yeah, there are ways around it, but definitely support and networking.
That's great advice. It's funny. The scheduling thing is a big deal, and I didn't realize it, but I got a personal assistant, and on my calendar, she started scheduling lunch. And that seems silly, right? It's
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'd be going, and it was out of a conversation where I said I was never eating. I just didn't eat. And then it
Yes.
would be 4 or 5 o'clock, and I was exhausted. And so by having that in my calendar, at
Mm-hmm.
least I stopped, and I was like, okay. And then I started planning ahead to have either lunch here or brought in or something like that. It made a huge difference, and it's something, it's so simple, right? Just
Absolutely.
schedule it in.
I tend to do the cheese and crackers. My daughter will tell you in a minute. My mom will eat cheese and crackers for dinner if she doesn't have time. So, yeah. So yeah,
Right.
good old cheese and crackers. Yes, schedule that in. You have
Yep.
to nourish your body.
Yes. Yes. So, and you are also handling some important personal matters right now. How are you doing that?
Through the grace of God and support of family and friends. Yeah, my mom has stage 4 cancer, and my mother-in-law passed from pancreatic cancer on February 1st, and
Mm.
then my mom waited till February 2nd to tell me about hers so that I didn't have to deal with the two at the same time. So since February, I've been back and forth from New Jersey to Charlotte every week,
Wow.
um, checking on my mom, and friends and family have been helping me with the travels. And at this stage right now, all I can do is pray. She told me last week, I need you to get back out there, get back with your business. Don't worry about me. She keeps saying that, but she's holding on to 54 pounds. She's proud of my kids. They've both gone away to college, and she just tells me to keep up the good work and to keep going. So just I know what's to come, and I'm
Mhm.
trying to balance out, being where I need to be, doing local things here in town, joining my EDC, which is our Economic Development Committee, to keep my mind occupied and also to keep my wherewithal about what's happening around town with businesses. So just keeping my mind occupied with other things to try to deter my thoughts from thinking solely about losing her in the future.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how I'm handling it. And prayer and meditation.
Yes, yes, definitely. It's interesting because you talked about networking, and it's funny when you do decide to share some personal things, how many people come to support. People out of the woodworks that you wouldn't even think about it, and business associates. They
Absolutely.
they they completely change and relate on a whole different level, and
Yes.
it's getting support out of our business,
Yes.
which we don't always
Absolutely.
think about.
No. So as of yesterday, like we in my town, we have like a local festival yearly, and the deputy mayor asked me to come and help support the EDC and work the table for 2 hours. And she sends me an email, a text this morning. She said, "You're amazing. The people were just gravitating to you." She's like, "I literally want to hire you to be my spokesperson." I'm like, "Hi, thank you for the compliment, but that's a lot." um, so actually, when I finish with this conversation, the mayor himself in our town invited me to an event this evening, so I'm gonna head to that. But they have also like generated themselves around me and anything I need, support of that nature. But like you said, if you tell people your personal things, some people like me, I tried to hold it in for a long time, but then when you miss meetings and everybody knows you never
Yeah.
miss, you're never late, they know something's going on. So you tend to have to share. And sometimes it's a relief off your shoulders when you do release things that you've been holding in, because
Yeah.
you don't know how people are going to react, and actually can be a saving grace and a helping hand at the same time.
Yes. Yes. Ah, that's so beautifully said.
Thank
So
you.
empowering. Thank you for sharing that. That's incredible.
Thank
I so appreciate that we got to meet. I love your foot scrub. I use it all the time.
you. Thank you. Yeah, I when I was in Macy's, so one thing out there for entrepreneurs, everyone is like, "Do you have a business plan?" If you look online, there are things now like, why do you need a business plan in this stage or this time of life? Because in the past, yes, you had to have it. So I did have one when I launched into Macy's on 2019. However, I found very quickly I went through the 5-year plan in 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So when I launched in Macy's, originally when I won the opportunity, they said, "What else do you have besides your sandals?" I said, "Well, on my business plan, each year for the next 5 years, I was going to create something new." And they were like, "You need to have your nail polish when you launch in Macy's."
Ah.
I had created a vegan-friendly nail polish. When I launched in Macy's, I launched with both the sandals and the polish to complement them. Why? Because my sandals are, and I don't call them flip flops because the patents are issued as sandals. The sandals are a part of beauty for your soles. So,
Ah.
being the Macy's put me in their beauty department where normally there's lipstick, but my soul care products and my polishes are all part of beauty. So I originally launched in that February with the shoes and the polish, and then by Mother's Day they said, "What else do you have?" I said, "Well, my business plan, I was going to do foot scrubs, natural and organic. Can you have that by June?" Yeah. So all my manufacturers are here in the US. So luckily I was able to get it done and they went great, selling my products there. Mostly a lot of men, they like that scrub as well. So yeah, my empire that I thought I would build in a 5-year period, I've actually launched all of my products within a 6-month period while at Macy's. I held on to a few of them so that 2023 and so on in the future, I have additional.
Yeah.
But yeah, my soul care product line and what you asked earlier about in the future, what I want to do with my soul creams, I'd like to possibly do a licensing agreement with a Dr. Scholl's. So
Ah, I like it.
thank you. And with the sandals, I'd like to do a licensing agreement with, say, a Converse or a Skechers or Adidas or Pumas. You know, those little slides that the kids are running around in,
Uh-huh.
size. My product for 2023 will be in that same material. So why not license an agreement with someone of those natures because they coincide, made out of the same material, you wear
I
them all day.
love it. And everyone heard it on Rev Up.
Yeah.
You're going to make that happen.
Yes, I'm putting it out into the universe. So if anybody hears this, any
Absolutely.
buyers, give me a call. But I would love to meet you, pitch, and let's get this going. And I'll give you a percentage, but it'll be small of introductory. How about that?
Great. I love it. That's fantastic.
Thank
Well,
you.
always a pleasure. It's been incredible to have you on Rev Up, and I know we'll be talking again. We'd love to have you back again, especially when you get that licensing deal.
Yes, yes, we're gonna
Great.
do that. It's gonna the universe.
Perfect. You've been listening to Rev Up. I'm your host, Roxanne Alanis. To listen to other episodes and learn more about our guests and to rev up your revenue, visit revuppodcast.com.